right.
There's never anything going on.
There's always something going on with you.
What? No, I'm as, just down low as you can be.
You're always up to some sort of shenanigans or nonsense or something.
Right, always with one foot in an opportunity somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I wish I could remember the exact verbiage of it. On Final Wrestling Place, Tim and Marcus were talking about Marcus and his opportunities,
Ah, yes, I know the ones that he does.
Yes. And he had mentioned, like, they're trying to find the right verbiage to say what he's up to without saying what he's up to,
Mm-hmm. Right.
I just hope he saves a couple of those nickels for some fancy gear, some fancy new gear to start taking around, that's all.
Yeah. You gotta spruce things up. You gotta dress for the job you want, Joe.
Right. You gotta look like you're TV ready,
Oh, that is true. I hear there's a lot of, phone calls going around, so.
There's a lot of something going around. But nothing's been up. Your weekend was fine.
Yeah, watch the Raiders lose again.
I was going to ask, are the Raiders mathematically eliminated from everything at this point?
I think they're close, but they're not mathematically. With the extra week of football this year, there's still a chance, Joe. So.
Right, you could have like an 8-8 team or an 8-9 team make it to the playoffs if they hit the wild card thing correctly,
Right, I think there's 12 wild cards now or something.
Jesus Christ.
No, I don't know. I think they added one more. It's all confusing. I don't follow that stuff. I just know that the Raiders are the best team that are underachieving this year, Joe.
I recall, toward the waning days of my sports fandom, 93, 94, whatever it was. And I remember however many teams there were in the NBA. Mm-hmm. And it was like, let's say it was like 30, 32, however many it was in 1994. Right. And I think like over half of them were in the playoffs.
I think that's the way hockey works, too.
Yeah. And I'm like, really, guys? Is this how we're going to narrow it down,
That's where the kids today think everybody's special. If everybody gets into the playoffs, you know what I mean?
But it's been that way for almost, 30 years plus,
No, it has been. But I always tell my brother, too, I'm like, he's a big hockey fan. He doesn't watch football, but I do. And he's like, oh, but hockey's, this and that. And I'm like, listen, Larry. The part where they pick my players to go and play football gets a better Nielsen rating than your championships. So go sit down. He always gets mad at that. So the draft does better.
Hockey has a very loyal and dedicated niche audience, let's say.
Right, but it's better in person, I heard, Joe.
I will say, I went to a minor league game here at our local stadium. Back when I had an office,
right,
to go to, and they gave away tickets. They're like, oh, just put your name in the thing, you'll get tickets, and you'll go, right?
Right.
And I put my name in, whatever. I'll put my name in. We get it. We got them free. We don't get them. I'll just pawn them off on someone else. They're free tickets, right? Nobody wants to go to this. And we went. And I tell you, Todd, we weren't at the game for 15 seconds. It was like they do the national anthem. They bring the teams out. They do the little twirl around the ice. They set up the puck. The little whistle goes off. Game starts. Some guys, start hitting the puck. And within that 15-second window, there was a fight.
On the ice? On the ice or in the crowd?
On the ice. There was a fight on the ice, and a guy got hit so hard, and there was so much blood, they had to delay the game 15 seconds in to scrape all of his blood off the ice. Now, again, if we eliminate them putting a puck in a goal and all this other nonsense and all the different rules and icing and all this other stuff, and we just get a bunch of drunk Canadians on skates and then put them on the ice and just say last man standing, I guess, right?
Right.
I think that would be a better sport. Like, that's the guise of hockey. That's what lies underneath hockey.
Mm-hmm.
But like, they gamify it, to try to get around, like, I don't know, like MMA or cockfighting laws or something.
Right. There's a sports like a guy like who has a radio show. Now it's a podcast, I think. He always says like
Excuse me.
He goes, hockey. He goes, hockey is literally guys with like clubs sliding around on the ice on knives on their feet. I was like, that's a pretty good description, I watched hockey a little bit back when Gretzky was playing, but that was about it. I was like, I can't get into this, so maybe we'll go have a soon to be named network meet up and go see a hockey game.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Do you remember when they had arena football at the sports complex where the hockey games are?
Yes.
And who was the quarterback? You could set your watch to his haircut. Johnny Unitas was part owner of the team in Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
Now that I didn't know.
Yeah, because I remember my brother got a Johnny Unitas bobblehead, and he was at one of the games. And Johnny Unitas was in the box, like one of the, what do they call them? The luxury boxes.
Yeah.
And my brother was like a few rows down from him, and he saw Johnny Unitas, and he was drunk, and he just climbed over the seats and into the box and asked him to sign it. Johnny was nice enough to sign it, and then they asked my brother to leave.
It's like that episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns goes to the minor league baseball game and then he has the confrontation with Lenny.
Right.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And then,
did you see the crazed look in his eyes?
And then I remember going to... Do you remember Paul, who used to work at the comic shop, Secaucus? Yeah. However you say his last name. It was always a crazy last name. We went... I want to say it was for his bachelor party or something. We went and they got a luxury box, and we were watching or we got seats or whatever, and we were watching the game, and they would say like whenever do you remember the Ground Round was the restaurant down at the Steamtown Mall?
Yeah, so, I missed the Ground Round.
So do I. It was really good before it went downhill. So they would have like the thing on the Titantron, if you call it. It'd be like somebody would get the first down, and they would be like, the announcer would be like, and that's the Ground Round first down, right? So along the way, we were there, and all of a sudden, like somebody would get a catch, and I was like, how come they don't do the Cooper Seafood catch of the day? Right?
Oh, there you go.
So every catch of the football, I started chanting, and that's the Cooper Seafood catch of the day, right? By the end of the game, like there was like 20 people around us screaming that, and Paul hated that joke. Hated it. And every time they would catch the ball, everybody would look at each other like with that wide-eyed smile. And you
like we're gonna say it, right? We're gonna say it.
And it would be the Cooper Seafood catch of the day. Oh God, good memories. When I'm annoying people, I'm at my best.
I was afraid on the way that was gonna go. Like that was very good storytelling in that you're getting it over, and then you're like, and 20 people, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna kick Todd's ass.
Right. And I mean, I was just mad that I didn't get all 40,000 people that were in the stadium that night, Joe.
This the Mohegan Sun Stadium bias doesn't hold 40,000 people.
It did that night, Joe. That never gets old. Man.
No. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so that was fun.
But nothing else. You didn't do nothing. Stayed out of trouble, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that the story was conveyed of that Adam got his refund for the auto teeth stuff.
Right.
So I'm good there. And then they did announce, I don't know if I mentioned this on the last, just as a final update before they send it, whenever they decide to do that they announced that you're able to use the tickets as many times as you want. Did I mention that on the show last time or no?
Yeah, because the gimmick was supposed to be that you go to Walmart, you bring whatever it is up to the register, you scan that, they print you out a code, and then whatever it is that you brought up to the register, they just go put back on the shelf.
Right. Well,
but you took one home.
Right. But okay, so that was announced by somebody at like online. They're like, "Oh, it works every time." So then like 3 or 4 weeks into this debacle, Auto T's like, "Yeah, here's our UPC code. If you put it on your phone, just like we'll give you a picture, just scan it at the register. You don't even need those tags. Just do this." After 4 weeks of people asking, that's really the update. It was like, well, why didn't you say this before? Which makes me think they didn't sell a lot of them. So they had, because the tickets were going home. So they were like, oh, well, we still have like 18,000 of these in the warehouse that we have to sell. So get the word out online. So Auto T's doing really good, really good.
Well, time will tell. You have your figures, and that's the most important thing, right?
No, I don't have the figures yet. We'll see.
What were the figures that you tweeted out the other day?
Those were the ones that were on. Those were the next batch of commons that were going to be like at, and like they're everywhere. You can order them from Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Story or wherever. Because the Mirage line is going to be exclusive to hobby stores. So anybody who's like comic shops, gaming shops, like that kind of stuff, that's where they're at. So I was up at that Monstars in Dixon.
Yes.
And he just happened, like, he got them before Entertainment Earth, which is where I ordered them. So I just went in and canceled my orders because they're sitting right here on a shelf. Yeah, they're $2 or $3 more. And according to Adam, I could haggle, but I don't need to haggle because I have money in my wallet. So I just bought them for like $3 more than I could have them set to, but they're here. And he has 20 of them, so I get to quality control, whatever.
Yeah,
so I had the 2 that I wanted, and I was take them home. And I do want a second Casey, but at the time I just had like enough for the 2 of them in my pocket. So I was like, I'm not going into like, credit card or my debit card. I just have money. I'll get these. And I'll go up. He had 20 of them. I'll just go up and get another one. And if it's banged up, even better, because that's the one I'm going to open.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still waiting on the Auto T ones. And so is everybody who it's officially after the 15 business days. And they were like, oh, like we said, wait 15 days. Like originally it was 15 days, and then everybody asked after the first 15 days. And then it was, after 15 business days. And it's like, well, after 15 business days, we'll process your order, and then you'll get a tracking number or whatever. So they keep moving the goalposts, Joe. And I don't know if you know, like anything like that has ever happened to you, So.
What's that meme that I saw someone send out? How about that? It's 2 weeks from everywhere.
What a geographical anomaly. We're 2 weeks from everywhere.
If only I knew someone who could amend that.
That's from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Right.
I love that. That scene had me pissing my pants when I watched the movie. So, yeah, I know a guy who could adjust memes. I saw a good one today. So
yeah, I got to keep that one close to the vest.
Well, you shouldn't have let somebody have it because.
Well, listen, whatever people like, I can't put it out. Okay.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now.
You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I sent it to other people privately, and if they decide to do something with it, I can't stop them.
Right. But you have plausible deniability now.
Right.
Like, I don't know. They put it out there. It's not my burner account, It's not my $8 blue check putting it out there.
So was it? It would be change it from it's 2 weeks from everywhere. I have to think of the exact verbiage. It's shipping. It's shipping from our overseas factory now from everywhere. That's not the right verbiage. Hang on.
Right, we'll workshop it,
Right.
I'm sure you know a guy who could do that.
Mm-hmm. So it's just like instead of 2 weeks from everywhere, it would be next few weeks from everywhere.
Right. We have
the exact verbiage,
Right. Yep. We have a geographical oddity.
Right. So I went to Philly this weekend on a whim with the family. We went to this thing called the Museum of Illusions, Michael.
It's an illusion.
Yes, and it was really cool. It's just, less of a museum and a bunch of it's like they took converted office space and put a bunch of optical illusion things there, but it's all interactive stuff. My kids saw it online and we decided to take them, and it was in the part of Philly that's good, so it's the part I'm unfamiliar with, right?
Of course.
Because we're we were touristing it up, because I'm I know where South Philly's is, I know where Tony and Nick's is, I know there's the IKEA around the corner, there's the Foreman Mills, just keep your head down, don't make eye contact, you're good. But this was a gentrified, in a nice area, right? And they had a thing. Then we walked around. We were looking for something to eat. We didn't find anything. We went a couple blocks over, which is kind of more like the bar district, right?
Right.
And things were I don't want to say a little sketchy, but there certainly were a lot of restaurants that don't exist anymore. A lot of sidewalk construction, so you're walking in the street,
Right.
So, but right by where we parked on the corner was this place called Ping Pod.
Okay.
It's a freestanding, all glass window, glass top to bottom, well lit, and there's I'm trying to think. There's 6 ping pong tables in there, okay? And it's unstaffed, but it's open 24 hours a day.
Right.
The only way that you can get in it, you got to download their app, you got to create an account, you got to schedule your time, and then there's different things. And if you want an employee there, that's extra.
Okay.
And you could make that decision there, but then what you need to do is you need to go through their app, schedule your time, pay, perfect, you're good. Now you have to send a request to the other person that you're going to play with, because obviously you can't play ping pong alone. Then once you send the request to that other person, they get a code to unlock the door.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it took us a couple minutes to figure it out. We're not the most tech savvy family in the world.
Right.
But it's 15 minutes for a half hour to mess around in this ping pong place.
So wait a minute. You just said it's 15 minutes for a half hour.
$15 for a half hour.
Okay, that's why I didn't know what way you were going.
Right.
I didn't know if it was $30 for 15 minutes or $15 for 30. Gotcha.
I misspoke. Again, $15 for a half hour, and then they have the things in there it's a hotel room where they have the what the hell do you have in the hotel room where it's oh, you want a bottle of water? It's $19, that sort of thing.
Oh, it's
Yeah, they'll scan your account and they'll charge it to your account or whatever it was. But like I said, my kid liked it. I can't understand how that business model works.
Right. Now, okay, I have questions about this.
Okay.
So you sign up for the app and you could get a code. You want to play, gets the door open for you, right?
Well, no. So, right. So I get the app, I register, I pay. I can't open the door until I send a request to someone else who I'm going to play. Because, again, you can't play ping pong alone.
Well, you can if you bring your son. See, that's what I want to see how they got around you go in with your wife and kid and just play. You know what I mean?
Right. So my kid has a phone, so I just sent it to him.
Right.
Or I could have sent it to my wife, or I could have sent it to whoever, but then I don't get the code to open up the door. They get the code to open up the door.
Okay. And then you both would have to pay $15 though, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's $15 for you to get the table for the half hour. If I wanted to bring 20 people in with me, I could have brought 20 people in with me.
See, where I was going was that it would be 15 on each side. You know what I mean?
No, it's $15 for the half hour to gain entry to the building, the whatever, right?
Right. I thought they were maybe running an opportunity then. You know?
Well, they are running an opportunity. It just, I don't know how they make money with this opportunity.
Now, where is all the equipment just there?
Yes.
Okay, so how come people are just walking out the door with those expensive ping pong balls?
That's a great question. I'm sure their overhead on ping pong balls, those are pretty much a write-off,
Right. Okay. I know we can get a lot of ping pong balls for $15.
Mm-hmm.
And paddles.
But again, because it's so well lit, I'm sure everything's on camera. They have all my information. They know I was in there. So if I let like 20 people in, and those 20 people decide we're going to steal a ping pong table, they're just going to charge me for the ping pong table that my friend stole.
That is true. So you want to have your most trustworthy friends in there with you.
Mm-hmm. And in Philly, all I know is attention deficit criminals. So,
wow, what did you see one above the sink in the bathroom?
No, no. So Philly was fun. My kid really liked the ping pong thing, but he did express interest in maybe going to New York. Again, we might. And again, we haven't even discussed this, but we'll see. We can't go to New York when it's cold, God forbid.
Right.
But I think he would get a kick out of seeing the tree, touristy cool stuff. The Rockefeller Center. He's a Christmas kid, so, Go
to FAO Schwartz and see all the no toys there anymore or whatever.
We were already there. He didn't dig it that much,
Right, but at Christmas, it's different.
I guess we'll find out, Who knows?
Yeah.
So we had Halloween this week. It was on a Monday, trick-or-treating. Everybody closes up shop early, and we got out late, so he didn't get a chance to go to a ton of places, but that's fine,
Mm-hmm.
And I got one more thing to discuss with you, and this is something that I haven't brought up, but it's something that's been going on for a while. And I need your thought process on it, just like, where you come down on something like this, okay?
Okay.
I live in a house. I got a driveway, and we got 2 cars. Okay,
mm-hmm.
Both our cars fit there. Even if someone comes to visit, we could pull our cars up a little bit further. We could even fit a 3rd car into the driveway if we really wanted to.
Right.
We don't have a ton of people over, but if they did, people can park in front of the house. That's no big deal. There has been a van parked in front of my house. And I say parked loosely, for the last 4 months.
Okay.
Has not moved an inch in well over 4 months. I think the car is abandoned. Now,
go ahead.
When I go on my pokey walks, I take the same route all the time. And I've seen situations where a car has been parked in a place for 3 days. And not moved, and it's got the big giant orange sticker on the window of move this car.
Yep.
There's 4 months. I have called the authorities and said, hey, just giving you a heads up. This car's been here. The tires aren't flat or nothing, but the one window on the passenger side, to keep the window closed, they have packs of cigarettes jammed in there.
Right.
I think the car might be abandoned. I don't know. It's been in the same spot in front of my house for 4 months. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I don't call the police every day. I call once a month. I call the first of the month. And I'm just like, hey, that car's still here. Yeah, we'll send someone out to check it out, see what's going on. Okay, still here. Should I care?
You should care. I'm of the mind the street is free reign kind of a deal.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those guys when the people get into the shootouts over where they shoveled out their spot kind of a deal.
Yeah. I got a driveway. I don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. But out in front of your house, you want to get this rectified quick, Joe?
Mm-hmm. I do.
See if you could find a payphone. I know they're hard to find.
Yeah.
Call from a payphone.
Okay.
Don't use the Joe Sposto official, phone. Be like, there's a van on this street.
Mm-hmm.
There's a real rotten smell coming out of it.
Ah, okay.
I don't know. It's bad.
Yeah.
with, the window's slightly, it's held up by, something weird, like there's something jammed in there.
Yeah.
But man, I smell something bad coming. Can you send somebody around? I'm nervous. I think, whatever. And then your name is, Steve Trevor, whatever. It don't matter. I got to go. I got to get to work. Thank you. Bye. When they're going to call that payphone back if they have to. And I guarantee you they'll come out and check that car or van.
If I tell them it smells bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a rotten smell coming out of it.
So I thought we would have been saved because, like, they do the street cleaning gimmick,
Right.
And they post up the things that say, like, days in advance. That says, like, hey, we're coming with the street sweeping on this day between these times.
Mm-hmm.
No parking on the street or your car will be towed.
Yeah. I guess that doesn't mean shit, right?
I learned it doesn't. Because the sign was posted on the telephone pole in front of my house, in front of the car. And the street sweeping people just went right around the car.
That was them trying to, give the Iggy to whoever owns the van, but they really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They're too busy stopping shootouts at schools, Joe. So
yeah, there ain't no shootout. There's a lot of schools by me, and there ain't no shootouts.
Right? Wasn't there one just recently at one of the Wilkes-Barre schools? Not the high schools or something.
Hmm.
Oh, or maybe they found, or maybe there was no shootout, but they definitely grabbed a couple of teenagers. A couple of teenagers showed up with guns. That's what it was. That were having problems with one of the teachers. So, but like
that might be over there, not where my kid goes to school.
Right? No, that he's too young for that. I was talking definitely high school.
Right.
I don't know. I would just, that's the route I would go. I would be sneaky about it.
Okay.
Straightforward gets nothing done.
And again, I could attest that, the last 3 months of me calling,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll just find somebody with a rollback. We'll get it out of there.
Mm-hmm. There's no more payphones, though, in the vicinity. There was one, where the Taco Bell is now.
Yeah.
And there was one up where you get on the turnpike up by me.
Right. There's one. I don't know if it works because I go eat there every once in a while. Is the Glider Diner still has a payphone in there?
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that'll help you when you say, hey, there's a van nearby.
Yeah.
It stinks. We're calling from Scranton. But, I don't have too many payphones anymore. Too many drug deals were getting done on payphones, Joe. Not
enough. Not enough, if you ask me.
That is true. So I look forward to asking you every week from now on. So how's your van?
Right. Well, we'll see. Like I said, I just called them today. We'll see if anything. And I'll even go you one further. 2 weeks ago when my wife went to the wedding, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was seated at a table with a cop from our area. And like just casual conversation, she just mentioned it. And, April can kind of get stuff done and, that I can't,
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, she couldn't get stuff done over the phone, whereas in person she can get stuff done.
Gee, really?
Yeah. Wow. We're over the phone. Usually I'm pretty good. I got a nice, big, loud voice.
Yes, you do.
But the guy's like, oh, yeah, we'll send someone out to look at it, and we'll put a sticker or a ticket or something on it or whatever, right? And that was like, that was like 2 weeks ago, and nothing happened. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll update this.
I gotcha. Yeah. And if push comes to shove, I say I just tie an old tire to the front or back of my truck, and I just push it a few feet and block your driveway.
Oh, there you go.
And then once it's blocking the driveway, it's like, hey, you have to tow this. I can't get my car out or in.
Yeah.
And you're good to go. There's lots of shady shit. My family was good at that stuff.
All right. I'd rather it block the neighbor's driveway. She's a busybody.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If I'm pushing it, she's going to call that I'm pushing it in front of her house. And then she's going to get my license plate, blah, blah, blah. If I do it in front of your house, you're not going to report that I did it.
No, but one of all the Ring door cameras might catch you doing it.
I'll just have to steal a car then.
Right.
But yeah, there's lots of stuff. We'll figure something out.
All right. Well, I knew I could rely on you to help me break the law.
Yep. Hey, anytime.
All right. So, thanks everyone for listening to episode 416 of Todd's Law Breaking Hour or whatever this is.
I'm a criminal now. Attention deficit criminal. I
That's
think.
right. Longbox Heroes After Dark. Patreon.com/Longbox Heroes. Amazon affiliate link in all the show notes. TeePublic store sales things, what have you. I don't know. Support the show. Tell a friend. Let them know what we're doing over here.
I agree.
All right. Catch everyone next week. Thanks for listening. Bye.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.